This is a tale of betrayal and family. They believed they could erase me, act as though I never existed. But I was the one supporting them and they took it for granted. When they thrust me away, I countered, strong. The neon sign over my HVAC shop hummed in Seattle's dusk. Rain streamed on the windows, smearing the letters Mitchell's cooling and heating. I locked the door, biting cold seeping through my jacket. Thanksgiving was days away, an unusual respite from work assignments. Everything had been planned out, jobs set, bonuses for my team. Even selected a bottle of Pinot Noir for supper. My chest felt warm in spite of the cold. I got into my truck, engine revving. My phone jangled, Diane, my mother. I smiled, anticipating her usual pie fight, pecan or pumpkin. Lauren, honey, regarding Thanksgiving, she said. Her tone was off, uncertain, rough-toned. My gut knotted. Oh yeah, what's up? Too long a pause. We believe you should forego dinner this year. I almost swerved, hands tightening on the wheel. Skip dinner. What do you mean? We always celebrate Thanksgiving together. Diane sighed, breathy, practiced. This one's more formal. Emily's beau, Ryan, is bringing his parents. We assumed close family. I scoffed, chest constricting. I'm close family, Mom. Of course, darling, she said, voice dripping insincere warmth. But you know how those upper-crust families are. It's essential that Emily impress them. The truth came at me like a blow. My work, my life as an AC tech wasn't acceptable. So, because I don't work in a suit, I'm not invited. My voice was rising, anger brewing. Lauren, don't do this for yourself. I laughed without humor. Oh, I understand. It's ensuring Emily isn't humiliated by her blue-collar sister. Silence. She didn't refute it. I can't believe this, I grumbled. It's just one dinner, Diane said. We'll do brunch next weekend. Like that took care of it. I hung up, hands trembling on the wheel. I sat in my truck, the rain of Seattle drumming. One dinner. After years paying Emily's law school tuition, paying her textbooks, rent, all of it. I wasn't worthy enough for their table. My phone vibrated. A text from my cousin, Sophie Reed. I need to say something to you. About Thanksgiving. My heart leapt, but I opened it. Overheard Diane and Emily discussing. Emily didn't want you there. She fears you'll embarrass her in front of Ryan's parents. She told me. I don't want them to think we're working class. I read it twice, feeling sick to my stomach. My sister, whom I paid for college, was embarrassed about me. Of my rough hands, my shop, my existence. I clutched the phone, knuckles white. I wanted to smash it, but I didn't. Flashbacks overwhelmed. Signs I'd overlooked. Emily never invited me to her law school functions. Skipped the topic when friends inquired about work. Never introduced me to Ryan, her boyfriend, for a year. I'd consoled myself that I was paranoid. But this was not a dream. I took home, rain obscuring the city. In my apartment I spoke to Mia Walsh, my top technician. At coffee in a Pike Place diner I poured it all out. They uninvited me because I'm not upscale enough, I said, husky voice. Mia's eyes narrowed, stirring latte. That's rubbish, Lauren. You fund Emily's education. You're worth more. She was justified. Thanksgiving Day arrived, bleak and gray. For the first time I spent it by myself. I drove along Puget Sound, crashing waves. Pulled over at a diner, bitter coffee. Phoned my friend Claire Hayes, but her tone did not blunt the pain. That night I looked at social media. Foolish thing to do. There they were. Diane, Emily, Ryan, his starched parents. Smiling round a perfect table, turkey sliced, wine served. Emily in a sharp dress, smiling. I wasn't there. Erased. Something broke inside of me. If I weren't good enough to sit at their table, my money wasn't either. Next morning woke lighter. Not relief but clarity. Made coffee, sat at my kitchen table, Seattle's skyline gray outside. Opened my laptop to the university's payment portal. I'd paid Emily's tuition for years. $21, $500 due in 2 weeks. Every semester, no hesitation. My fingers hovered over the trackpad. Late nights, missed vacations, all for her. For what? To be invisible. I touched remove payment method. A box popped up. Are you sure? This cannot be undone. I touched yes, steady heart. The laptop clapped shut. My phone vibrated, Diane. I let it ring. Again, 4 times. I took a deep breath, picked up, preparing myself. Lauren, what are you doing? Her voice was biting mid-argument. Emily's hysterical. You cut her tuition. It's true, I said flat, sipping coffee. How could you be so cruel? Cruel. I laughed, bitter. She got me disinvited because I'm an embarrassment. She was just impressing Ryan's family. Diane argued, saccharine. She's young, doesn't think. She's 24, Mom. She knows exactly what she's doing. Silence. You promised to support her, Diane said. I promised to help my sister, I corrected. Not someone who treats me like garbage. She didn't mean it that way. She meant it exactly that way. Diane sighed, frustrated. You're overreacting. Family sacrifices. Funny how sacrifice is only possible when I give, I said. When I demand respect, I'm asking for too much. She needs this, Lauren. So did I. Silence, no retort. I'm finished, I said, voice firm. Lauren, wait. I hung up, heartbeat pounding. Done it. Guilt flared, but resentment smothered it. Satisfaction moved in. Rain tapped the windows in my living room. Coffee gone cold, I sat, unwinding memories. Last Christmas, Emily's law school party. No invitation. A campus visit, she hurried me out, anxious eyes. Introductions always indefinite. This is family. Never my sister, Lauren. She'd been humiliated for years. I'd let it happen, assuming family equaled love without conditions. But love must not have fine print. I opened the laptop again, tuition portal glaring. $21,500. How many overtime hours? How many dreams put on hold? I dialed the university's financial department. How can I help? Take me off as payer on an account, I said, cool. This will affect enrollment. Are you certain? I took a deep breath, closed my eyes. I'm certain. 5 minutes, finished. Relief washed over me, unfamiliar, free. I wasn't carrying her burden anymore. But Emily wouldn't stay quiet. Her call came within 24 hours. My phone buzzed mid-coffee, Emily's name. I let it ring once, twice, 4 times. A voicemail popped up. Against my judgment, I played it. Lauren, what the hell? Her voice was shrill, panicked. My tuition payment was declined. This is a mistake. Call me back. I sipped my coffee, letting her stew. Another call, then a text. If you don't correct this, I won't be able to enroll. You can't do this to me. Typed. Not my problem. Pausing, then deleting it. She wouldn't understand. Years of my self-denial, unseen by her. I put my phone on silent, anticipating what was next. Emily did not take consequences graciously. She'd go to Ryan, her dressed-up boyfriend. I imagined her bursting through his apartment. Hair loose, eyes desperate. Lauren interrupted me, she'd rave, pacing. Ryan would wrinkle his face in confusion. You sister. I thought your parents paid. Emily would freeze, caught. She'd never told him I funded her dream. Her lies were unraveling. I leaned back, coffee cold. This was just the start. Wasn't Lauren disinvited from Thanksgiving? Ryan's voice was calm, but sharp, cutting through Emily's apartment. Her face flushed, eyes darting. That was different. How? She opened her mouth, but no words came. Ryan's gaze hardened, pieces clicking. Your sister, who funded all your education, wasn't good enough for dinner. His voice was ice, laced with betrayal. Emily spluttered, voice high. You don't understand, Ryan. It was all about appearances, making your parents proud. It's not that I don't value Lauren, but she doesn't belong to my world. Ryan breathed, slow, shaking his head. Your world. Where you deceive people about who you are. Where you conceal the sister who gave you everything. Emily's throat closed, words abandoned. Geez, Ryan exclaimed, standing, fumbling for his keys. Wait, where are you heading? Her stomach plummeted, voice shaking. I need space. He turned to look at her, seeing her in a different light. You're actually angry about this. He didn't respond, merely departed. Emily stood stock-still, shocked she'd lost more than school. That evening my phone vibrated with her message. Hope you're happy. You destroyed my life. I glared at the screen. Seattle rain pattering my apartment window. Guilt didn't hit. I put my phone down. I finished my coffee. If Emily believed I'd destroyed her life, she'd done it herself. The next morning my phone rang. Diane Mitchell, my mother. Her name blazed like a warning. I recognized her tone before she said a word. Disappointed, measured. I let it ring twice and then picked up. Lauren, she said, cutting and insistent. Emily's hysterical. I just talked to her. I rested against my kitchen counter. Coffee mug still in my hand. Yeah, perhaps she shouldn't have wiped me off Thanksgiving. She's your sister, Diane reproached, voice weakening to reason. You can't just leave her like this. I breathed, keeping my head. I didn't leave her. I cut off funding for her deception. She's only a kid, Diane urged. She's 24, Mom. She knows what's happening. If she drops out, it'll destroy her future. There was damage control, not about me. Where was she when I pulled doubles to cover her tuition? Where were you when she sent me an uninvitation because I'm not polished enough? Diane let out a deep sigh. You're blowing this out of proportion. I almost spilled my mug, rage rising. She erased me, Mom. For years. She's only calling now that her safety net's destroyed. She's family, Diane emphasized. We take care of each other. Funny how that's one way, I stormed, pacing. I paid her tuition, her rent, gave her a future. She couldn't give me a seat at the table. She's terrified, Lauren. She's just a kid. She's selfish, I disagreed. I'm not cleaning up after her any longer. A hesitation, and then Diane's voice, strained patience. What's she supposed to do? Flunk out. Not my problem. Lauren, she cautioned. Mean it, Mom. Call someone else for money. Like who? She retorted. Your father and I can't do it. There was the truth. They assumed I would buckle as always. Emily will have to scramble, I said, ending the call. Hours later the calls began. Dad, Alan Mitchell first. Lauren, this is too far. You're punishing family. Aunt Laura Bennett. I never thought you'd be so heartless. Uncle Ethan Brooks. It's just money, Lauren. You make plenty. Cousins, distant relatives, family friends. How could you? All rallying for Emily, portraying me as the villain. Not one called after Thanksgiving to inquire as to my well-being. But now it was a crisis. I allowed their messages to pile up, unanswered. Before midnight, Diane called again. I answered, voice flat. Let me guess, an intervention. This isn't funny, she snapped. No, it's pathetic, I said. Where were you all when I worked weekends for Emily? When she hid me from her friends? When she told me my work wasn't good enough? Silence. It's not like that, Diane said, weak. It's exactly like that, I snapped. I'm done. Emily's on her own. I hung up, heart racing but firm. Emily wasn't done, though. It started subtly hesitant looks from clients at my HVAC shop. Whispers among family friends. Voices trailing off. I brushed it off, blaming paranoia. Then, at Ellen Hayes' house, finishing an AC inspection, she spoke. I never thought you'd abandon your sister, Lauren. Her voice dripped judgment like Diane's. I froze, clipboard tight in my hands. Excuse me. Family takes care of each other, she said, sighing. I didn't think you'd turn your back on blood. I pressed a hard smile. Depends on what you've heard, Ellen. She clamped her lips together, said nothing. I didn't clarify, owed her nothing. In my truck I scrolled through social media. Emily's posts were cryptic, toxic. Some prioritize money over family. Disappointing. I always stood up for my siblings. Not all people do. Comments flooded in, dripping sympathy. Can't believe your family did this. You deserve better, Emily. Stay strong. They'll regret it. Names I recognized, relatives, friends, who blew me off after Thanksgiving. Now they called for her, the victim. My gut tightened, fury searing. Calls came, Aunt, Uncle, Diane again. I ended them all. Enough. Emily was not dictating this story. I drove to her apartment, rain slicking Seattle streets. No warning, no call. I rapped hard, heartbeat pounding. The door opened, Emily, phone in hand, eyes opening. Lauren, she said, smooth, pretending calm. What's this about? I brushed past, into her shiny apartment. Polished floor, stacks of law books, city lights beyond. She laughed, closing the door. Oh, come on, why don't you? I stood before her, jaw clenched. What the heck are you doing? She blinked, wide-eyed innocence. I don't know what you're talking about. I held up my phone, her post staring back. This. Portraying me as a monster. Her lips twisted, a sneer. I'm just telling the truth. Laughed icily. The truth. I paid your tuition for years. You ignored me like I wasn't there, treated me like dirt. She crossed her arms, defiantly. Now you're angry because folks see the real you. I inched closer, voice low. You should be angry, Emily. This game is not going to end the way you imagined. Her smirk faltered, just a slight flicker. Please, she sneered. You really believe folks will turn against me? Have friends, Lauren. You repair air conditioners. You really believe that counts? Her insult hurt, but I didn't budge. Go on, I said, smiling. Keep lying, keep playing victim. I turned, hand on the door. When this comes crashing down, I won't be there to save you. I walked away, her silence deafening behind me. Emily's world was coming apart. She'd constructed it on my money, my sacrifices. Without me, it was falling. She had no one to blame but herself. Ryan saw it first. A late-night text arrived in his inbox. Anonymous. Did you know Emily fabricated who paid for her tuition? He dismissed it, trolls, he assumed. But suspicion nagged. He called the university, pretending to be Emily. 3 attempts to get to the financial office. The response was obvious. No payment for next semester. No money from parents. Only a record of payments made by Lauren Mitchell, now erased. Emily arrived that evening, looking for wine and love. Ryan stood at his door, arms folded, phone in hand. His tone was unyielding. Why did I learn from another that Lauren paid for your schooling? Emily halted, her lies collapsing. I complained to Mia Walsh at my store, tools clattering. She's spreading lies about me online, I said, voice strained. Mia wiped grease off her hands, shaking her head. She's desperate, Lauren. Let her dig her hole. Claire Hayes called, voice friendly. You're not the bad guy here. Hold strong. But rumors circulated, clients, neighbors, judging. Emily's posts fed them, portraying me as uncaring. I tightened my grip on my wrench, determination setting in. She'd initiated this fight. Dend it. What? Emily blinked, stock still in Ryan's doorway. He moved out of the way, allowing her in, but the warmth was lost. Seattle's winter rain pounded outside, cold and unrelenting. I called the university, Ryan said, closing the door. Wanted to help pay for your tuition since you were stressed. But they told me you had no payment plan. Lauren was paying everything. Emily's mouth opened, closed, face pale. She swallowed, shaking her head. Ryan, it's not a big deal. His voice cut, eyes hard. You lied to me. You told your parents to pay, that you took care of it. Lauren's money keeping you afloat. She took his hand, voice gentle, practiced. I didn't want you to think I was some charity case. Ryan withdrew, jaw clenched. Don't. You used Lauren like an ATM. Now she's done, you're ruining her reputation. Emily stuttered, desperate. Wasn't. Just. Ryan laughed, without humor, raking his fingers through his hair. I don't even know you anymore. Her chest constricted, voice low. Vin. I think you should leave, he told her, flat. She just looked shocked. You're breaking up with me. I can't date someone who does this, lie about this, he said matter-of-factly. The words broke something in her. She turned to the door, hoping he'd catch her. He didn't. Morning after, Emily awoke to worse. Swollen eyes, phone in hand, no Ryan message. A notification sat waiting, Email from the university. Final warning. Tuition payment overdue. Dear Ms. Brooks, your account balance is due in 48 hours. Failure to pay will lead to unenrollment. Sincerely, University Finance Office. Her heart sank, pounding in her chest. This wasn't happening. She leapt from bed, shaking hands, opening the student portal. The balance loomed. $21,500 0 pending payments. No flexibility. She applied for a loan, inputting Diane and Alan's information. Denied, poor credit, too much debt. Another lender, denied once more. She gritted her teeth, desperation surging. This wasn't her reality. She phoned Ryan. Voicemail. Again voicemail. Tears scorched as she scrolled down to Lauren's name. Press call, user has blocked you. Emily was alone, really alone. So she struck out. I was at a staff meeting at my air conditioning shop, rain pounding the windows. The neon sign flashed Mitchell's Cooling and Heating. We talked new contracts, growth plans. The front door burst open, glass shattering. Talk ceased, heads turning. Emily stood there, hair unkempt, eyes red, breathing hard. Anger flowed off her. You destroyed my life. He screamed. I placed my clipboard on the desk, exhaled. Here we go. No, I said evenly. I stopped paying for it. You destroyed it yourself. The shop grew silent. Employees frozen, clients nervously darting glances. Emily didn't give a rat's ass, stepping closer to me, voice venomous. You deserted me. Left me with nothing. How could you do this to your sister? I folded my arms, resting on my desk. Strange. You never referred to me as sister when you lied to Ryan. When you concealed who paid your tuition. Her jaw locked, eyes scanning for friends. No one budged. She shouted, pleading. She left her family. She's selfish, only thinks of herself. She's not what you think. Heaviness of silence. No sympathy, no indignation for her. Only quiet judgment. Jack Walsh, my senior technician, moved forward. Ma'am, you have to go, he said, calm but firm. Emily spun on him. Excuse me. This is a business, Jack went on. You're disrupting it. I'm her sister. He screamed. Jack did not blink. And this is her business. You're trespassing. Emily's face contorted. A strangling sound torn from her throat. You don't understand. She's leaving me with nothing. She's ruining my future. Jack remained unmoving. No, ma'am. She quit letting you use her. Truth hit hard. No one was in her corner. Security came, summoned by Mia Walsh at my insistence. They threw Emily out, her screams ringing down the rainy street. She was gone. I took a breath, locking eyes with my team. Mia nodded, beaming. Let's get back to work, I told them, voice firm. Clients smiled, some applauded softly. I'd earned their respect. Later that evening my phone rang. Diane and Alan. I nearly let it ring through, but I picked up, prepared to be done with this. Lauren, we need to talk, Diane said, voice strained. Alan cleared his throat. Things got out of control, honey. Emily's young. She needs help. I closed my eyes, phone against my ear. You think I should assist her? Diane breathed out, harsh. Perhaps we can come to an arrangement. You're doing well. I laughed, bitter, reclining on my couch. So now I'm family when you need my finances. Don't be such a child, Alan said, rigid. No, I replied, adamant. You think I'll buckle as always. I'm finished with giving up my serenity for her convenience. Silence. Lauren, Diane began. Find another ATM, I told her, hanging up. Freedom settled, real and unshakable. Days went by, silent, no calls, no guilt-trip voicemails. No demands, no manipulations. Just quiet, peaceful, strange. I'd been expecting pleas, but they didn't come. I relaxed more easily, the burden lifted. Sophie Reed called after silence, during my lunch break. I was seated outside my shop, coffee steaming in the cold. Hey, I said, leaning back against the lamppost. Hey, Sophie replied, voice gentle. Checking on you. How's it going? Better than I thought, I said, looking out at Seattle's gray sky. Want to know what's going on with them? She asked. I hesitated. Did I care? Go on. Emily moved back home, Sophie said, unemotional. Taking a break from school. Said she'll sort it out. But you know how she is. I nodded, unsurprised, taking coffee. And Mom and Dad? Struggling financially, Sophie said, dryly laughing. Won't accept that you were right. Still blaming you. Sounds plausible, I said, cool. They'll never change, Sophie added. I hope you appreciate that. I do, I whispered. I just wasn't ready to believe it before. You did the right thing, she said. Merry Christmas, Lauren. You deserve a good one. A smile pulled at my lips. Thanks, Sophie. Prior to Christmas Eve, I sat behind my desk, shop still. Expansion plans laid out. New customers, additional personnel. Mitchell's cooling and heating was thriving. 4 years I'd played down my success, apologized for it. No more. I wasn't ashamed of my hard hands, my neon sign. I was investing in myself today, not users. That evening my phone vibrated. A text from Diane. Merry Christmas. We miss you. Let's talk. I glared, fingers poised. A year ago I'd have cracked, guilt propelling me. Not anymore. I took a breath, deleted the message. There was nothing left to say. I chose myself and it felt damn good. Seattle's skyline shone, rain softening. I was standing on my apartment balcony, coffee warm. The city pulsed, alive, endless. I wasn't the woman who walked away from Emily's shame. Not the one who carried her burdens. I'd lost family, trust, years of sacrifice. But I'd gained clarity, strength, freedom. My phone buzzed, unknown number. I blocked it, no hesitation. I opened my laptop, a blank document waiting. A new chapter, my story. I whispered to the night. This is mine now. Family isn't a free pass to take without giving. When loyalty becomes one-sided, walking away isn't betrayal, it's strength. Your value isn't what you do for others. It's who you choose to be. Have you ever set boundaries with family? Have you ever been at a crossroads, choosing yourself? Drop a 1 in the comments or share your city and time. I'm here in Seattle, 6:18 p.m., October 8, 2025. Where are you? If this resonated, hit like and subscribe. If not, tell me why. Tap the bell for more stories. Stay strong, choose yourself, you're worth it.